Hey Batman, it's Wonder Woman. How you doing? Okay, great. So, do you know where the KokomoCon is? I'm trying to find it. Okay, so I think I know the Ivy Tech Events and Conference Center. No, I don't care what the Joker's doing. No. Oh, fiddlesticks. KokomoCon 2013. Make sure you know your way there.
Welcome to KokomoCon's GeekStorm. It's all KokomoCon this week. I'm your host, Shawn Hilton. This is your co-host, April Thatcher. Your other co-host, Mike Harrison. We got director of photography, Anthony something, and producer, Mike Dukes. Welcome to our 19th or 20th or some odd episode of this wonderful show that all 7 of you are watching, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
23.
You counting?
At
least somebody is.
Because we're almost to 25.
So this weekend, the KokomoCon.
We're hitting that already?
October 19th.
Goodness.
Yeah, I know. It feels like, holy cow, it was just yesterday. But yet,
I thought you'd
here
wait
it
till
is
later in the
again.
episode to bring that up.
Oh, well, why wait? No, right off the bat, before all 7 people change the channel, it's time to talk about the most wonderful thing that happens in Kokomo every year, and that's KokomoCon. Now, you've been to the KokomoCon last year, where you became a convert, right?
Yes.
You came out of your shell, and the April Thatcher that we know that's become Agent Foster and Wonder Woman and Lois Lane and a happier person with your entire life. That all happened because of the KokomoCon.
It did.
So it was like what's that called? The chrysalis? What is it? The little
Chrysalis.
butterflies go in?
Chrysalis.
Chrysalis? Mm-hmm. And then you came out, a wonderful butterfly.
I did. Isn't that wonderful?
It is. So what do you
That's what KokomoCon does, people.
makes you into a wonderful and a wonderful person.
A non-dynamic butterfly. That's
She's the one that's pinned to a wall.
a wallflower butterfly. It's
All
a
right.
very sad thing.
So this year at the KokomoCon, we have an amazing costume contest coming by many sponsors, including Pepper Whistle, Drake's, Cook McDougal's, fine eateries in Kokomo, my friends. You could eat breakfast, brunch, lunch, and dinner all in downtown Kokomo, based on
And
just
dessert.
the sponsors of this year's KokomoCon.
What about second lunch?
Okay, that's fine too. Do you not eat brunch?
Sure.
We can get Brenner also.
Brenner?
Yeah.
Mule?
No.
So we got 4 different categories this year in the costume contest, which I think you'll be entering one. But we've got a kids group, an amateur group, a pro group, and a group.
Yep.
What's the difference? What's a pro group? What's the pro
A
group?
pro group is, well, one, it's a bigger prize. It's at least a $100 prize this year, and we're still looking for more sponsors. You have to pull yourself out of the amateur group with the rest of it, and you'll have much more professional costumes.
I see.
Members of the 501st take part in that. People who have won other costume contests take part in that. People who just want to go out for the bigger bucks can go out for it. But we will have, I believe, this year some really amazing talent, some really sweet costumes, stuff that's taken months to put together, design, create, fabricate, build, and then actually do makeup. I imagine there'll be some beauty makeup, so I imagine we'll have some construction. So it should be some really cool stuff.
Cool.
And this year we introduced the category of group,
Right.
where you can have multiple people taking on skits and scenes, and the Justice League, or a group of Halo players, or maybe a couple of
Right.
Predators versus aliens, and stuff like that. Newsies.
Right. But that means you have to share your winnings with
It's
other
true.
people.
And luckily, we picked up some sponsors. That the Kokomo
Yes.
Perspective
I saw
has
that.
agreed to help sponsor that, as well as Comics Cubed. So that's got a $100
Wow.
prize as well. So there's a $100 prize for our group category, a $100 prize for our pro category, a $50 prize for our amateur category, and a $50 prize for our children's category.
Right.
So there's some cash being thrown out there at the KokomoCon this coming Saturday, October 19th.
The kids really get short change with the $50. I mean, that's really.
The amateurs only get $50.
Yeah, but
They're
they
getting
can buy,
just as much as an
a lot
adult
of gum
who's an
with
amateur.
$50.
So, and last year, a 9-year-old entered the pro contest took themselves out of the kid contest and the amateur and won $100.
Wow.
She a Wookiee?
So-
or...
No, it was a Jawa.
Oh, yeah.
And she was super cute, and she won.
Yes, she was.
So that's just that. That's just one portion of the KokomoCon. So this week in comics, what did you guys read? Because there's going to be comics at the KokomoCon this year. So April, what did you read this week?
Oh, I read Superman, Wonder Woman.
Superman and Wonder Woman. Now, is that a team-up book? Is that a porn parody? What is that?
A what?
Is that a team-up book?
Yeah, it's Superman and Wonder Woman. It was definitely more on the kind of like the dynamics between the two of them.
They're currently in a relationship.
There are a couple.
So,
Since the DC New 52 started, Lois and Superman are no longer married. That relationship is just gone.
so sad.
And Superman and Wonder Woman are hooking up.
Yeah,
And this is
which is funny because I was Lois last year and I'm Wonder Woman this year.
somebody's got a thing for
Yeah.
Superman. Mike, are you dressing up as Superman
There was
this year?
only
I am
one
not.
Superman there.
She'd just be
last
throwing
year.
herself at you.
I'm
Crazy.
not.
Was he a
What?
good-looking Superman?
She was awesome.
Was he?
Yeah.
All right. So overall, thumbs up, thumbs down. What did you think of Superman? Very first issue, available at Comics Cube, and I'm sure
Oh,
that
it's-
they will also have some at the KokomoCon, October 19th.
It was good. I
It was
liked
good. It was good.
I could shut up. I'm not good at reviewing comic books or anything else. I liked it. I could.
Well, first off, it's got a really cool triple gate fold
Like
out
a-
cover.
Hey.
So I mean, and it's excellent art. The artist on this is doing a superb job.
Yes.
The look of it is really, really sharp. So
And the characters
Oh, yeah,
were
Tony
relatable.
Daniel.
It was.
Tony Daniel's just an amazing artist
He's
altogether.
solid.
So he does a really good job. The relationship aspect was fun. Did you get a chance? You just flipped through it. You didn't read.
I
this
didn't know.
yet.
I read the whole thing just
Did
now.
you? What'd you think?
I liked it a lot. It was not a typical team-up book where they happen to meet on the street and they fight for a second, and then they decide, hey, there's somebody robbing a bank. Let's go stop them. It was more about, like you said, the relationship between the two, and I think that's what readers probably want in this particular book, because we've seen all the, Justice League is a team-up book. You're going to see all the action you need to see in that, and this is more about the interpersonal relationships between the two characters. And no, of course, there is plenty of action in this book. But
There is, and they introduce
Yes. There's
a big bad from
Right.
old continuity. Now I don't know whether this guy had been reintroduced to the DC 52 yet or not.
don't know.
I don't think he had.
was it any of the
I
villain
think
books? Did he have his own villain book?
he might have. I'll have to double. I'm not sure. He might have.
Okay. Regardless,
He's a big
Yeah,
bad.
he's a big
and
deal.
the perfect. Who are you going to put up against Superman and Wonder Woman?
Right.
And it's this particular character here. It
Right.
made perfect sense.
Right.
The battle was great. They made sure to separate Wonder Woman and Superman. So you got
Right.
50% Superman, 50% Wonder Woman. You get where they're coming from. There's nods to Kryptonian heritage. There's nods to the Amazonian heritage.
is this ongoing or is it?
This is ongoing.
Okay.
Well, it's ongoing until sales go down, in
Right.
which case they cancel it,
Okay.
like they do everything else. So that was pretty sharp. Did you guys read anything else?
That's my favorite book this week.
Really? Well, it was the only thing you read
It's
this
the only
week?
thing I read so far this week.
Okay.
But
I read quite a bit this week. What do you got?
this Astro City 5.
Astro City by Kurt Busiek.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's usually like slice of life mixed with superheroes.
Yes, it was. Well, I don't know if you can
It's
see
like a
the cover.
steampunk robo
Yeah, it was, but like in the 30s. I dig.
So a period
that
piece?
Time period, yes, and it was really cool. There's like a crazy
professional.
guy in there that kind of is Joker-esque.
Cool.
Or, I think
Joker-esque, huh?
I may be confused.
Oh, the art's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, the purple dude.
I had to make sure I wasn't.
Now, did you check out and see who the
confusing
artist was on this particular book? Are you following the
No,
artist yet? I mean, you're still new to
I
comics.
read them really fast this morning because,
Plus, you got in the back of this. You see a little preview of Hinterkind,
yeah, which
is
is
a new
weird.
Vertigo book. That's kind of a fun
I already
book.
read that last week.
Brent
Like,
Anderson still
why
doing
did
the
it
art.
Do a preview. I
Well,
don't
they're
know.
just continuing on. People are
I
gonna
guess
catch
for
it.
other people that have, yeah.
so recommend it? No. Yes.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay.
Craptastic book of the week.
Okay.
Cryptozoic Man. The guys, Walt Flanagan, Richard, whatever. The guys from Brian Johnson, the
Dynamite.
Comic Bookman TV show.
Right.
Story written by and pencils by those guys.
Ugh.
And it's bad. I mean, it's hard to read. I honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth, didn't even get all the way through it. I only got about halfway through it, and when I was just like, enough's enough. It's just not good. There's no way. I don't believe that this book would have got picked up if from Dynamite if it hadn't been for the actual logo. The logo is a giant ad for Comic Book Men, the TV show. It's just crap. It's not good.
I wonder if they'll mention it on the show.
Oh, constantly. And I mean, those guys, I like the show a little bit. It's become kind of fun. I mean, I own a comic store. I know that's not how you really run a comic store for the most part. But it's TV, it's entertainment. That's what they're trying to do. But they're using their fame to go to do other things, and I think that's great. It's just that if a customer comes in and asks me, hey, should I read this? I'm going to tell them no. And I ordered quite a few copies. I was really, the idea of Cryptozoic, man, that, I like that kind of stuff and whatnot. But it was just not well done.
I saw it on the shelf, and it's definitely eye-catching. And it's got
But in a
like
creepy way.
Yeah, well.
It's creepy.
Wasn't good.
You can get
From
rid of it,
DC
too.
Comics, we
Just gonna
got
throw it.
Arkham, Forever Evil, which is the big crossover they're doing out right now with villains. Villains have kind of taken over the DC universe. So Arkham War is Gotham City has been divided up into different groups. The Penguin's got a group, Zsasz has got a group, the Riddler doesn't really have a group, but all the big bads. Man-Bat's got a little section. They've carved it up old school mafia style where it's like you get the lower district and you get this and you get the brewery and you get the landing and blah blah blah. And so they're all going out. Well, Bane shows up. Bane is the big bad of recent Batman bad guys, created by Chuck Dixon, who's not a guest at this year's KokomoCon, but I'm going to reach out to him about next year's KokomoCon, see if maybe we can make him a guest of honor. But he actually created this character, doesn't work for the company anymore, which is unfortunate. But Bane comes into Gotham and is just like, it's over, it's my town, and just starts taking everybody out. Really well put together for comic book readers, guys that like that kind of stuff. Great art, fun story. And you get to see if you like the Gotham villains. And the Gotham villains, unlike a lot of other villains, they're well liked. People enjoy the Penguin, the Riddler, the Bane characters, Zsasz, Man-Bat, Mr. Freeze. All these kind of characters have a huge following in the DC universe itself. So in this, you get to see all of them going at it, scheming against each other. Scarecrow is going between all the different groups, scaring the hell out of everybody, saying, hey, Bane's coming, blah, blah, blah. So really well put together. Really liked it. Big thumbs up. Fun little superhero book, 6-issue miniseries. What else you got? You got a big stack of stuff.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this-
Let's slow it down a little bit,
Yeah.
everybody. The 3, which looks like
Yeah.
a Spartan kind of thing.
Exactly. That's all it is.
That's all it is?
Not any,
This
not
is
any action. The
KokomoCon?
cover is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, and on the back it says, in Sparta are to be found those who are most
You gotta speak up or
enslaved,
people
blah,
can't hear
blah,
you.
blah, blah. Well, it's
The most
it's
enslaved
not
and the
that
most free.
exciting. I was like, this art is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'd love it. It's
And?
all right.
I read it. I gotta admit, it didn't do much for me. It was a little. It felt like it was one of those books that was trying to be deep, but was just scratching
Yeah.
the surface. And
It's
high
pretty- it's
concept,
pretty.
low
Yeah.
low turnout. Just
It's
not much going on in that one. I didn't
Yeah.
think. I mean, yeah, it wasn't for me.
Yeah, me either.
And I was hoping for a little bit more.
Especially based on the
Rocket Girl, I liked quite a bit. That was fun. New image book, and the idea is time travel. Young girl, like 15-year-old girl. She's a cop from the future in the teen squad, and it's like Mod Squad meets sci-fi meets time travel, and it was fun. But the big book probably this week is the newest issue of The Walking Dead, the 10th anniversary of the book. Robert Kirkman starts a huge, mega crazy war between several different groups of humans. There's like not a single zombie actually in this 10th anniversary book.
Is it all
So-
black and white?
Yeah, The Walking Dead's always
Okay.
black and white.
Well,
It's-
I don't read it, I don't.
It's a black and white book. It's always that way. That doesn't change. So, but really good stuff. Well put together, good art. Charlie Adler's been on it for almost 10 years now, or 100 some odd issues. So he's putting out some excellent material.
But this is an anniversary issue, correct?
Yeah, and they put out-
big deal.
Big deal. Yeah, and they put out like 10 different covers and a special cover and some other cool stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on with that. And Coffin Hill from Vertigo was okay, and Department of Monstrology was pretty
That
good.
Coffin Hill, I have seen so many advertisements for
There
it.
you go. You can borrow that.
Well.
You bring it back when you're done. Department of Monstrology was kind of fun, but it was like a Lovecraftian love story. Not love story, but like an ode to Lovecraft stuff. But it was just a little too on the nose, just too,
What do you mean by on the nose?
The very first paragraph is like, let's see here. Oceanographic survey vessel, the Derelith, currently charted to the Dusney College. Both of those are huge names in the Lovecraft circle. So we didn't get one sentence into this book before they dropped 2 different
Okay.
Lovecraftian inspired names.
Okay.
So that was how hardcore they wanted to get this out there. It was like, hey, look, Lovecraft, Cthulhu, it's coming.
Okay.
We got, and it was like, come on, guys, really, I don't know. It was Hustler, not Playboy. What can you do?
Well, it just depends on your taste, I guess.
Hey, that's the week in comics. So hey, I heard you guys went and saw a movie.
We did?
with Tom Hanks. Directed by somebody?
Yes, it was.
Who was it?
I don't know.
We. That was
Hey,
a very
Mike,
long movie.
tell me about this movie.
It's based on the Somali
life
Somali
story.
pirate incident that happened a few years back. I think 2009-ish maybe. So it's a true story based on a true story. It's not beat for beat true. You know, they Hollywooded it up a little bit.
Thank God.
But she acted like she was pretty bored for the first probably 40 minutes or so. But I enjoyed the suspense and the build up and everything. And I had just seen on Netflix. I had just seen the documentary about what actually happened.
Okay.
So I had that in my mind, and so unfortunately I probably should have seen that afterwards because I was kind of picking through. Oh, did that really happen or whatever as the movie goes? But it was pretty straightforward. The Somali actors that they got for it were great. They were scary. They were very
Absolutely
genuine.
believable,
Yeah.
yes.
Tom Hanks was really good, but pretty much for the first hour of the movie, and it was a 2.5-hour movie. For the first hour and a half of the movie, pretty much anybody could have done that role. He really got his at the end.
There was only one scene where.
At the end where he's they obviously.
There's no spoilers. This is history.
Yeah, he's rescued.
Let me help you out. 3 SEALs kill 3 Somali pirates, and the guy's rescued.
Right.
I haven't seen the movie.
Right.
Gotcha.
He really was pretty amazing in the very very end in
Okay.
his rescue aspect.
So there's an emotional. I'm guessing I haven't seen it, but I'm guessing that this is going to be a deep emotional impact kind of movie.
Only in that you are.
Well, if they can't make me feel for those Somali pirates, this movie isn't going to go anywhere.
They start to.
Okay.
They really of the 4 pirates that are on this boat, you have the leader and he's the main guy, but you kind of not feel for him, but they introduce at the very beginning why they're even doing this.
Okay.
Why they're made to go out.
I'm guessing that they're incredibly desperate and the world's a horrible place and that their particular
They've got
spot
people
is
showing
really
up at
bad.
they've got people showing up at their village with guns saying, "Why aren't you on the boats out there getting me some booty? You know, I mean, why aren't you out there getting me some money?"
Gotcha.
And at one point, he tells Hanks that they got some other freighter last year for $6 million. He goes, $6 million? What are you even doing here? And he didn't say a word.
No, he said, "I have a boss."
Yeah, he has the boss. That is right. He did say it. So
she did watch
he's
it.
still living in squalor. When he's living, on a.
So he's making $8.50 an hour,
Right.
And the CEO is making.
But that's their life. Those people in that particular village, that's their life. That's what they do. That's what they're made to do. Otherwise, they die.
Now, this seems to me to be another. We're in Academy Award season. You went to Prisoners. Seems to be a movie that's being made for Academy Awards. You went to Gravity. That seems to be a movie that's probably. And I've heard really good things from a lot of different sources, not just you guys, but everybody seems to be piling on accolades on this one. So that's going to be an Academy Award nominee. And it sounds to me, I've been saying since the very first commercial that this particular Captain Phillips is going to be another thing for Tom Hanks, and probably director, maybe director of photography, I'm guessing, writing possibly for Academy Award season as well. Is that, are we looking at something like that?
No, stop talking. The thing with the Academy
Dad
Awards
and Dad
is,
are talking right now.
the thing with the Academy Awards is there's 12 nominees now.
it 12 now?
10 or 12.
Okay, I
whatever
know it was like
whatever
10.
is.
It's
It used to be 5.
ridiculous.
So anything that's got any,
Credibility
at all in a particular category is going to get nominated. Do they have that in mind, or would they like to do that? Yeah, but I don't know that they have a pile of Academy Award scripts and a pile of
You don't think they do?
I don't think they do.
I think they do. I think they absolutely. I think Tom Hanks gets to pick.
Now,
which
Tom Hanks
pile
does, absolutely.
He wants to go
Tom
to.
Hanks, yeah,
I
absolutely.
want that pile.
He's like, I'm doing
Okay.
this to pay the bills, and I'm doing this because I want another award.
Olympus Fallen? No.
Okay, I have to talk before I forget what I
What?
want to say.
What?
Jeez.
Okay, so first of
You're
all,
like golden today.
the suspense, it wasn't there for me. There wasn't a rise and fall. There
Build up.
wasn't a rhythm to it. It was just a constant kind of and I didn't feel like the end was enough of an emotional pull to make that constant levelness worth it. I really sat there wishing that we'd seen Machete Kills.
I almost went to Machete Kills.
I am going to see Machete Kills. I like Machete.
So,
Machete.
Machete.
so
So military involvement in the film? Did that ratchet up the tension at all?
I didn't think so.
Really? I mean, I haven't seen it yet.
I mean, it was, like I said, it was not like, enough action.
Okay. I mean,
Like I had the last movie I saw was Gravity.
Gravity.
That was a freaking awesome movie. It was another one of those movies where there wasn't a lot of. Oh yes, we didn't mention that there's a lot of subtitles in this movie.
From Somalia?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know what Somalians speak.
Somali.
Somalian.
Somali? All right.
A Somali.
As far as military goes, I mean, there was
Because you watched the documentary.
I kind of wish I hadn't, and I kind of wish it wasn't real history, so we didn't know what actually happens. Because if that was the case, you really would not have known what happens. But then, like, they're on this little lifeboat, and 2 destroyers and an aircraft carrier pull up, and they're flanked on both sides and in the back. The unbelievable part for me was, and the part we really don't know, because I imagine that captain in real life did not speak Somali, so we don't actually know what was being said until the SEALs they at one point got an audio transmitter on the lifeboat. But up until that point, I don't know that any of it was recorded, so you don't really know what happened. They were just really brash, and like they didn't care about the 3 military boats and the Navy on top of them. They thought the entire time that they were still going to get away with this, and all they needed to do was
Because
Really?
they had the
get to
captain.
the
I mean, because
Yes.
from what I know of this particular story, the historical part, as I said, Team of Navy SEALs do a halo jump
Right.
into the water, swim with 50 caliber sniper rifles on their packs to a boat, and then sit on it for over 24 hours,
Right.
aimed on this thing
Right.
to a point where it looks like things got heated, and then 3 simultaneous sniper shots take out 3 separate people.
On movie.
You
That
want to
was
do a
the
movie
movie.
for me?
Yeah.
I want to see that movie.
You saw
that's badass.
Every bit of that was covered except for the 24-hour part. It,
Okay.
it didn't seem like that was
They
that
didn't do
long.
the drop. Oh yeah, I guess
they
they
did.
did.
They do the Halo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
That's just super cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was very realistic and made the SEAls look great. And
That was a mission that went
Yeah,
really,
if
really
you
well for
are
this
a fan
movie.
of the military, which most people are, then you would enjoy those aspects of it. But if you want to be entertained for 2.5 hours,
Not so much.
not so much,
All right.
in my opinion.
I got you.
But-
they did add a couple things to make it a 2.5-hour movie. They could have.
could have been 90 minutes?
Yeah, they could have stuck with what actually happened. Cut out. There's one point where the captain jumps out of the lifeboat and starts to swim and get away. That wasn't in the documentary anyway. That wasn't in there. The fact that the pirates came at him twice, once a failed attempt and then once where they
Not
really
part of the
boarded.
documentary as well.
That I don't believe that happened. It might happen. It's not wasn't in the documentary that I saw. So,
Okay.
so that added probably 40 minutes to the thing.
Now, I'm under the impression we had some some new television.
I don't do impressions.
And Arrow, which is going to be
You're not very impressionable.
I'm not.
great
I'm
comic,
not-
one of my favorite characters, and has now come back to the CW for its 2nd season. Unfortunately, took a hit in the ratings, a big hit. Producer man, are we okay? Is that camera dead? Do we need to? All right. So it took like a 30% drop from last year to their very first episode this year. So that's a little disappointing. But I like the show quite a bit. This episode I thought was really good. Key aspect to it, besides just going back and it's almost like shows nowadays. I know you watch a lot of TV. I think you'll back me up on this. When they do the summer break, when they come back, they took a summer break.
Right.
Like in the
Something
show.
else. What have you been doing the last
Like
3
yeah, it's like time has to have a continuity now, which we didn't used to have. It used to be, there was no idea of time and whatnot. But in this, he's like gone back to the island
For like
because
a
everything
year.
went to hell and things are falling apart. And unfortunately, it's funny because they took a 30% drop. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. Scientific data on why they took a 30% drop.
Go.
They added Summer Glau. As soon as I saw her name, me and my wife were watching this together and I go, they just canceled the damn show. Anybody who is a sci-fi fan will know Summer Glau is River from Firefly, canceled. Terminator from the Sarah Connor Chronicles, canceled. They added her to a military show that I kind of liked, which name I don't remember off the top of my head, but the guy who does the voice for the insurance thing,
24.
no, it's better. He was the president in 24, but he was like the leader of a
Oh.
elite unit
Yes, I
kind
know
of
what
thing.
you're
Might
talking
even called the unit. I'm not sure. It
was
was called
called
the
the
unit. Thank you, producer man. The unit. They added her to that. Guess what? Canceled. She is the only thing she has been on. That hasn't been canceled. I think is The Big Bang Theory, but she was only in a little bit of episode of that. So Summer Glau. Love Firefly. Love her as River, but man, she is a death sentence to television. Hey, did you check it out? What'd you think?
Completely unscientific. What you said was going to be scientific.
Very
Has
scientific.
no
Oh,
value,
absolutely.
scientific stuff.
There's some charts and graphs, and we'll add them later.
It was okay. I liked this episode better than I liked any of the episodes in all of last season. I wasn't a big fan last season. I saw 4 or 5, and then I let it sit until it was all over, and then I watched them all in a row over the last week or so. And This one is starting to embrace the character more with what they're calling him. He doesn't want to be called the Hood anymore, and with introduction of one new character at the end, and that was my oh crap moment. Like, oh my gosh, that's, you know.
Now, do you think they're fooling us? They added, you know what? Spoiler, because by the time you see this, we'll almost go to the second
2 weeks
episode.
ago.
Is it? Oh yeah, second episode's already out.
Yes.
All
Well,
right.
no, it's
No.
not. It's not
coming
out,
out.
but by the time this goes out.
All right, so they introduced Black Canary,
Right.
or who he is. I have to assume is Black Canary.
Sure.
But they know that they have the character who is Black Canary in the comics, is like his
Girlfriend.
wannabe girlfriend in the
Right.
show.
Right.
And in this episode, they showed her very early on, like, do a couple of moves.
Right.
Then at the very end, we see a character in costume. We already have, from last year, we have the Huntress.
Right.
So we have a really good set for a possible female team up, Birds of Prey kind of feel
Right.
that they could do if they wanted to do something like
If they
that.
wanted to, yeah.
Overall, exactly what you said at the very end, because I'm tired of this Hood crap. Well, he's Green Arrow,
Right.
and all we're hearing is he's the Hood, he's the Hood, he's a vigilante, he's the Hood. You just made
Isn't
an
there a scene
entire
where
show.
where the chick is like, well, what do you want to be called?
Yes.
Yes.
At the very end.
Yes, and so, but the entire first season, the entire thing, we are dodging as producers, directors, and creators. We're dodging the fact of what the character's name is. You have got an entire series based on a character who's got a name, and you're so embarrassed by that name that you don't want to use it. So finally, in the first season of the second season, and he still doesn't do it. You notice he just holds up. I think they're not going to call him Green Arrow. I think they're just going to call him the Arrow or
Right.
Arrow.
I agree.
And
Arrow.
I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
And why can't he shave?
I don't know, but back to the Black Canary. You caught a flash of her face, not enough to notice that it really was the girlfriend or not. But it's more that Wolverine patch darkness around the eyes, the arrow that this character uses, that became famous with the Buscema Wolverine comic, where he doesn't want people to know that he's Wolverine, so he wears a different costume and puts black stuff over his eyes. That doesn't do anything.
It's not much of a costume.
No, and that's what she appeared to have, even though she put on a blonde wig, or we're assuming it's not.
It was really shattered. I mean, I didn't stop and rewatch it like I would do sometimes, and I haven't fanboyed out and gone to the internet to check it out.
Right.
But I'd like to.
Here's the thing about that is it's not. If you want to say,
They
okay,
could change it anyway.
well, the reality of it, okay, yeah, it's a guy shooting arrows and tennis balls and stuff. It doesn't really happen. But at any point, somebody can go, oh, click, oh, there you go.
Internet.
Here's a picture of you, and well, you know, Oliver Queen, that's weird, and the shadows and everything.
No facial recognition even
Can
necessary.
you imagine if you had
Just
to
put them on Facebook?
go throughout your day or evening keeping your face completely hidden at all times? You couldn't do it. It's impossible.
I like how long it took you. I mean, like, I knew you were thinking about doing that.
He thought about that a long time.
Let me
ago.
erase
Mike,
it. Set
Mike
it
comes
up.
up with ideas and holds on to them.
Let me erase
So
that.
did you see it?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay.
It's really hard for me to just sit there and watch them.
It's all good. Did any other television?
I think we missed. I don't know if you missed the Alice in Wonderland premiere thingy.
I didn't miss it.
I didn't miss it.
last night. Oh, well, I don't have the awesome technology.
Oh, I didn't watch
No,
it.
I didn't watch
I
it.
just didn't miss it.
So, so anyway, the
It was over
KokomoCon.
here, and I was over here.
I was like, oh look, a spinoff.
One thing I did watch was American Horror.
Ooh, the third
good job.
season.
Third season.
It's
I
very
watched
clear.
the first season. I
Clearly
liked it a
pronounced.
lot. I watched the first couple of the second season. Did not like it, so I left it. Although I'm told it got better. The thing about this series is it is compartmentalized. Each season is its own particular story.
Which I love. I think
They
it's a
do
good
take
idea.
actors from
I thought
each
you just
season
said
and they
you hated
continue
that.
on, but they're different characters.
No, I like the fact that each season is.
We have footage.
All right, pull it up.
Roll it.
I love the idea that you take a season
Yeah.
and it's its own little story
Right.
that's
Okay.
told from beginning to end. Now, I don't like it when if the
each
show.
episode is a
Yes,
different
that's a little
character.
weird.
Okay.
Or like if we'd gone from season 1 of this show and we'd taken a little break and they come back and it's another horror thing in the same family and
Yeah,
whatnot. That
this
doesn't
is
make any
completely
sense to me.
different. Although this has to do with the witches. It's like the third witch show this year, but I think definitely of the two I've seen anyway, it's going to be the best.
Would you? Well, you saw another one?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it in a second. But
Witches everywhere.
the first
Which is
the first part of this show before, I mean, you know, the show starts and then up to the titles and all that stuff.
You got crap over your hands.
I told you I did. It's from that
From you
spray
guys
stuff.
spitting
Okay.
so much when you talk, I think.
She said you spit when you talk.
I said you do
Oh, all
too.
the time.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you do too.
Very graphic.
The lights
The
kinda-
first part of this before the credits roll and before the title sequence, very very graphic. I mean, I was
As in
surprised.
violent or as in sex?
Even not sex, but even for FX, which is what this is on, there's a good deal of cursing and pretty hardcore horror stuff.
Good.
But the rest of the show turned out to be equally as good, not in that same vein, but I liked all the characters, and
You just spit.
the other witch show was.
I'm gonna reload.
I took my. And this is for you, April. I took my first foray to the Lifetime channel earlier this week when I watched The Witches of the West End.
Estrogen Fest?
There was a lot of women.
Why is it for me?
Because you're a woman,
You are.
and Lifetime is a woman.
This is the
woman's
vagina channel.
Yeah,
I
no
don't
question.
watch it.
We don't have it because you have like 3 channels.
I know more about cars than you do, so
You can have that. You can have that too.
Thanks.
The Witches of
East End.
Of East End,
Not
not
Witch of
Westwick.
Eastwick. No, Witch of East End. It is very similar to American Horror in that it's witches who have survived through the ages and how they're going to get on. But it is not as bad as a CW. Pretty people who can't act, but close. I think they did find some actors who were definitely pretty.
Is that like?
You're wrong.
right.
And here's why.
right.
Because there was nothing but Fabio models and hot chicks. The only person in this thing that wasn't an absolute like model was the mom who was supposed to be ancient and old anyway. Because I sat through this crap last night because you said you were going to watch it. And I want to say that if there was money involved, you owe me.
right.
This, I mean, I felt my testosterone actually sucked out of my body. And I think right now I might have ovaries.
I've always suspected,
can
but
say-
go on.
Wow, what a pile of shit this thing was. It was
Money.
pathetically bad. It really was. It was, I'm about to get married to the love of my life. Oh wait, I had a dream about another guy and now I see him the next day and I am all over him, kissing him in a closed bathroom. But that's okay. Only on the Lifetime channel about horrible, horrible things where women can be kidnapped, brutalized, beaten, raped, all these horrible, god-awful things. Can the same channel come up with an idea that it's okay to trivialize the fact that, oh wait, you're engaged, and the next day you're doing his brother. And that's okay because, you know, you can have 2 loves in your life. What are you talking about? Oh, it was bad. This made the Charmed shows look like Academy Award-winning type stuff.
I didn't say it was good. I just said it was.
So bad.
I said American Horror was much better.
Was it like based like Salem or Wizard of Oz, which is like?
Oh no, it was
real
supposed to
life.
be
It was real life.
Charmed meets the CW Salem style witches. There was no warts. This was chicks naked. One turns into a cat. They're all cursed, but all the curses are pretty damn cool for curses. And
That's similar with the American Horror. Each of these particular witches has a gift or a curse, however you want to say it, and the one is ridiculous.
Okay.
But 2 of them are actually pretty cool. One is like a human voodoo doll. So if she wants to cause Shawn some pain, she'll take a fork and go like that.
To herself?
Yes, and she feels nothing.
Oh, gotcha.
And then there's a telekinetic, and they have different
So American
aspects.
Horror, good.
Yes.
Witches of East, whatever.
Right, excellent.
If you're, you know what? And here's the thing. Yes, I thought it was a horrible pile of crap. But for the person who likes a Harlequin romance novel, mixed with some pseudo tween-age supernatural paranormal love story crap, this is going to be a great show. You're going to like this kind of nonsense. But for me, it was just. I actually kept, like, every commercial fast forwarding going, I just got to get through it. I just have to get through it. And, oh my, predictable. Everything was predictable. It's just really not good.
Go ahead. What do you need to say?
This weekend is the Highway Half Marathon,
Highway Half Marathon.
which is the brand new over.
93.1. No, US 931.
931, right?
Yes.
It's a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing. Also, Barktoberfest. Both of those are this Saturday. Next Friday, which you'll actually hear this in time for, there are a lot of events, and some of them do have to do with KokomoCon.
Yes.
Yes.
The pre-con.
So, shush! You're not allowed to talk anymore until I'm done.
Oh, boy, that were true.
So,
I wish I had a
on
fork.
Friday, Pepper Whistle, which we're in the lovely Pepper Whistle right now.
Delicious.
You can come here, and there is a steampunk masquerade ball. You can dress up, have fun.
Okay, what else?
Now I made Shawn cry.
I'm the
Also,
host.
there is a burlesque show, Nerdgasm.
Nerdgasm.
Yes.
Where's that at?
Center Stage,
Oh, yeah.
Spartan Girl. But
That's on
The
Friday
doors,
also?
yes, doors open at 9
Mhm.
or 8, and the show starts at 9.
Mhm.
But sandwiched in between the Masquerade Ball
Wow.
and the Nerdgasm Burlesque show is. Take it away, Shawn. You can talk now.
No.
All right, whatever. The KokomoCon pre-show party at
Drake's?
Bar and Grill.
Okay. You
Whatever.
defeated him. April,
You're mean to me all the
no,
time.
no,
so
you're
back it up.
my hero now. You've got him to shut up. Thank you.
So now we can just tape back in your spiel about the show being over.
Not funny.
Okay, so anyway,
April?
Okay.
Are we still friends?
I don't know. That's up to you,
No.
Shawn.
Are we?
Okay.
Are we friends?
We'll
in-
see.
We're still friends.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Great. See ya. Bye.